downtown Minneapolis, a look at beautiful U.S. Bank Stadium. Today, we've got a good one on tap. It's the Houston Texans and the Minnesota Vikings. Mike Tirico, Greg Olsen ready to get the preseason started. Off we go from U.S. Bank Stadium. He'll get this past the 20 before he's brought down shy of the 25-yard line. So out come the Houston Texans, and Greg, it is one of the good quarterbacks in the league. Offensive Rookie of the Year, number 2 pick in that 2023 draft. Year 3 for C.J. Stroud out of Ohio State.
And after studying this quarterback, Mike, I really like the way he carries himself. He really takes accountability. Every time there's something that goes wrong, he puts it on his shoulders. And every time there's success, he's always the first one to give it to everybody else. That's the kind of leadership role you're looking for out of this position, and I think this guy's a great example of it. This defense wanted to come out early in this game and take the fight to the offense, and boy, did they ever set the tone on the very first play, keeping that carry to no gain.
We'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. From the shotgun, C.J. Stroud. He'll get about 6 before he's taken down.
A bit of a quick hitter here. What you're hoping for, Mike, is that the defense can't react quickly enough because the ball's coming out so hot. But they knew it was coming, and they end up holding them to just a short gain.
Here's a 3rd down and 4. From the gun, here's Stroud. This one is caught by Kirk. And great determination as he gets forward and picks up the first down.
And the Texans' first down.
One of the easiest ways to negate these really good pass rushes in the NFL, Mike, is just to simply get the ball out of the quarterback's hand as fast as possible. And sometimes it's by design, sometimes it's based on need. But really nice job there by the quarterback, getting into the hands of his receiver, and then see what he can do after the catch.
And good blocking up front, paving the way for a gain of 8 on the ground.
Brings up 2nd down.
Ball spotted at the 45. Here's 2nd down and a yard. Off the play fake. Here's Stroud. He's going to run it. 10 yards on the scramble there, and he picks up the first down.
It's a gain of 10. First down, Houston.
I love this call, Mike. 2nd down and short. One of the best downs in football to take a shot. Give credit to the defense. They were ready for it. But a nice job by the quarterback, realizing there's nothing downfield. Take off, turn into a runner, pick up the first down.
And a good show of force there. He gets 4 tough yards out of that one.
Brings up 2nd down.
Ball on the 40 now. Here's 2nd and 5. On play action. Stroud. That's complete. It's takedown. And he's into the end zone. Takedown. Touchdown, Houston. Exactly the way they scripted this one. A beautiful opening drive, Greg. Able to find the end zone on the game's first possession.
And, Mike, the word that comes to mind looking at that drive is execution, and that's exactly what they talked about all week long. They wanted to come out early in this game and establish an early rhythm, and that's exactly what they did with that touchdown drive.
Now Kaimi Fairbairn on for the extra point. It's up and good. And the Texans will take a 7-0 lead.
Vikings nothing.
And so after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn to kick it up. Ty Chandler now to bring it back. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. So the Vikings come out. Technically, it is year 2 for J.J. McCarthy, but really, it's year 1. Did not play at all in the regular season last year with the knee injury. The former Michigan Wolverine, the quarterback of the Vikings.
I always like studying quarterbacks in year 2. I think rookie year, there can either be a lot of growth, right? There's the biggest ability to take that jump, but there's also some struggles you have to work through. In year 2, a full offseason, really understanding the playbook. Things have kind of slowed down for you. I feel like year 2 is a really good indicator of what long-term success looks like for any young quarterback. So you come back out here after watching the opposing team score first, and what you want to do is you got to establish a little early rhythm and get the drive started. Get a little positive energy into that huddle, and what hopefully starts out good ends with you being able to get some points of your own.
In motion, Naylor. Play action now, it's McCarthy. Now he'll run. Can't beat those legs. 13-yard pickup. A scramble leads to a first down.
15 yards on the play. That's good for a Vikings first down.
They got to do a better job of keeping the quarterback contained in the pocket all week, Mike, against mobile quarterbacks. You talk about rushing as a group. This time they get a little undisciplined with their rush lane integrity, and he makes them pay.
They'll put Addison in motion. On play action, here's McCarthy. And this time the rush gets home, and down he goes.
The offense goes from feeling really good about the previous play with a real nice pickup to then on the ensuing play ending up going the complete opposite direction. Really nice job here by the defense, immediately getting back on track. And what do the coaches say? Just play the next play, and that's exactly what they did.
Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. Working out of the shotgun, it is McCarthy. Well, that helps. It's going to be a much more manageable third down, getting some good yardage on that second down play.
It's a gain of 15 yards.
And that's a nice grab for his first catch of the game, Mike. And he's someone that the play caller has told us he wants to get him early touches, get him a feel for the game. Nice job there making that happen.
In motion, Naylor. They'll try and throw it with McCarthy. Flush to his right. He'll try to run for it. Good job breaking the pocket and going for 14 yards. And most importantly, a first down.
It's a gain of 14
This is an
yards.
element that defensively you always have to be ready to defend. You can't just accept that it's a pass and be so consumed with the receivers downfield. You have to account for the quarterback as a scrambler. You can see why, as he's able to get out of the pocket and pick up the first down.
Opening carry of the game for Aaron Jones. Trying to bounce that outside. It went a long way for a gain of nothing.
Behind the line of scrimmage.
He does a nice job coming from his safety position, filling his run gap assignment, and keeps this to a modest gain at best.
2nd and 10. From the shotgun, it's a throw for McCarthy. He'll step up and run this. It is a gain of 23 yards, and now they'll have 4 shots at it. It's first and goal.
3 yards. That's good for a Vikings first down. First and goal at the 7-yard line.
What I like the most here is just the decision that when he wants to be a runner, he commits to being a runner, and he's able to weave his way downfield, pick up the first down, sets up first and goal.
This opening drive, it has been a work of art. Now, can they put the finishing touches on? It's first and goal. Off the play fake, it's McCarthy. He'll take off, and he's in! J.J. McCarthy, touchdown, Minnesota.
Touchdown, Vikings.
And what a response by this offense. It's not easy taking the field, Mike, for the first time in the game, and you find yourself already down a score. They watch their opponent kind of march down the field and score on the opening possession, and they're able now to go out and square it on up. Allows you to take a deep breath, maybe get a little confidence for your defense to go out and get a stop, and they come over with this extra point. We got ourselves a tie ball game.
On now for the extra point. Here's Will Riker. He's got it. And the Vikings come right back to tie it at 7. Each team one possession, each team a score. 7-7 as they kick it off. Braxton Berrios now to bring it back. And he's down at the 23, and that's where the offense will take over. The Texans offense going to take over now for the second time. And Greg, week 1 here in the preseason. Look, we know a lot of the guys who are going to make the roster, but there's still a lot to happen in training camp that players can find their way to a spot on the opening Sunday.
No, we hear these stories all the time, Mike, where there's a little buzz about a guy in training camp and coming out of the local beat reporters and maybe the coaches talking about him a little bit. But then there's the surrounding question is he going to make the roster? And it's really what they do in these preseason games away from practice that ends up being the deciding factor. And often we see not only do they make the roster, but in some cases they go on to really have critical roles down the line as the season unfolds. So I know to a lot of fans and some of the veterans, these games don't feel like a whole lot, but to some guys on that sideline, their entire career is in front of them. Both pre-snap and post-snap, this is about as well done as you can do at the quarterback position. Get in and out of the right call, identifying the holes along the back end, and then the throw. You can't put it in a better spot. I mean, that's just a big-time play.
They'll go play action with Stroud. As a rush gets he'll go down. They got him. Andrew Van Ginkel getting in there for the sack. It's got to feel great as he gets this preseason off on the right foot.
If you're going to take a sack, you just can't add to it by taking such a massive loss on top of it. Understand when the pocket breaks down, move up, cut your losses. Now, not only do you lose that down, but now you face a big uphill battle if you want to extend this drive.
On second down, Stroud. That one caught by Tank Dell. Was brought down. That pass is going to pick up 4 and bring up third down.
And it's third down.
Stroud going to set up to throw. He'll let this go towards the end zone. That is caught. What a throw. Christian's turn. Touchdown, Texas.
All week we're going to see this play be run over and over as a highlight of the quarterback and the receiver. But, Mike, the part that people don't give enough credit to, in order to get a downfield shot, you have to have time, and what a great job by the offensive line, allowing the quarterback to be comfortable enough in the pocket. Let those deeper routes develop, be on time and accurate with the ball, and that's why this play is going to be a highlight all week. Let's give the big guys up front some credit.
Now Fairbairn for the extra point. His kick is good, and the Texans will move out to a 14-7 lead.
Vikings 7.
And so after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn to kick it up. Chandler now to return it. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The Vikings offense is now ready to get going on their second possession. They'll start out first down and 10. They'll run it with Jones to begin this drive. The hole closes quickly. He'll pick up about 3.
On the tackle. A gain of 3 brings up second down at the 30-yard line.
Ball on the 30 now. Here's second down and 6. Again, it's Jones. He'll get about 3, and that's going to lead to third down.
And while that run wasn't anything really to write home about, what it allows them to do, Mike, is keep everything in the playbook at their disposal. Third and short, now it's up to these coaches to dial up their best short yardage play and extend this drive.
From the gun, here's McCarthy. He'll try and get there on the ground.
Great reaction by the defense. At first, Mike, it looked like there was enough room out there for the quarterback to pick this one up himself, but they were able to rally to the ball, and I think the officials are going to mark him just short.
So on fourth down, out comes Ryan Wright to punt for Minnesota. Braxton Berrios deep for Houston. And no run back here. Fair catch taken at the 17-yard line. Texans offense ready to take over possession of the football. They lead by a touchdown as this drive begins with first and 10. Gonna tuck this one on the zone read. Probably should have given that one up. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that's all.
On the stop.
I can promise you that is not how they wanted to start this drive, Mike. I mean, to get blown up at the point of attack, there was just nowhere for the back to go on that run.
They'll try again here. Second and 10. Here's Stroud. He'll spot his big tight ends. That's Dalton Schultz. And they'll get about 8 out of that one, but still a little work to do now on third down.
As a route runner, once you identify zone coverage like they were playing here, the key is find open space and stay in it. He did a nice job here because that was not a big hole. The quarterback had to put a little extra on that one, and they were able to make the completion.
And he's going to get awfully close to the first down marker, but appears just to be a few inches short.
It's now fourth down.
The initial reaction is, how does this quarterback not throw the ball past the first down line to gain to try to extend this drive? And the reality is, because they've already decided they're going to go for it on fourth down.
So on fourth down, on comes Tommy Townsend to punt for Houston. The Vikings going to send Jalen Naylor back to return. This one fielded out beyond the 25. Out comes the Minnesota offensive unit as they get set to take over. They'll see if they can put something together here, beginning with 1st and 10. The drive begins with a carry by Jones. A physical run. It'll wind up as a gain of 5.
This just shows why you can't count on just one guy to take him down. He's a powerful enough runner. You gotta have guys coming in support when that first hit is made. It takes a team effort to stop him, especially once he gets going.
In motion, it's Jefferson. A little play action here with McCarthy. Oh, no chance there. Under a heavy rush, he goes down. Foley Fatukasi. He's able to force the big loss on the sack, and it sets up 3rd and long.
The defensive coaches, they preached all week, Mike. They have to have relentless pursuit of this quarterback when he tries to extend the play. So often it results in a great play for the offense and a big pickup. This time, because of that pursuit, it leads to a big loss.
So, backed up after the sack, and now it's 3rd and long. McCarthy from the gun here on 3rd down. And he's taken down inside the opponent's 35. The defense blows a chance to get off the field as the offense converts 3rd and 14.
1st and 10 at the 34-yard line.
This defense just gets punched in the mouth on that one, Mike, and it just seemed from up here that not everyone on defense was on the same page, and the offense was able to take advantage of it. The defense has to clean things up here in a hurry, because if they don't, they could be in for a long day.
Jones now on 1st and 10, and a good run there. Get him 5 yards.
He's tackled at the 29-yard line. Brings up 2nd down.
From the 29, here's 2nd and 4. Now McCarthy. Here comes the screen to Jones. And that's going to be a 1st down. A pickup of 9.
And this is what modern-day running back looks like in the NFL. They want to be able to activate these players in the passing game, no different than they do with the tight ends and the wide receivers. When you look out there and you have a mismatch, you have a linebacker or a safety on your running back, he's expected to win. And that's exactly what he did here.
He'll struggle to get back to the line of scrimmage. If he gets a yard out of that one, it's 2nd down. One quarter in the books. 14-7 is our score. More from the Twin Cities in a moment. Vikings football as we begin this 2nd quarter. 2nd down, 8 yards to go as we are ready to get back underway. He takes off. And a nice run close to the 1st down, protecting himself, sliding at the end.
Brings up 3rd.
Take a look at his eyes. You can see the quarterback clearly going through all of his progressions, and he's quick to realize there's nowhere to go with this ball. He makes the right decision and gets out of there, picks up some good yardage, and gets down on the ground.
They'll let the fullback try to push the punt. Oh, he's trying to use the big frame to push forward. But I don't think he's going to get there. He's held up at the line of scrimmage, and now it's 4th down.
Well, we have an early decision here, Mike. How aggressive does this coach want to be on this 4th down try? I think you got to keep your offense out there. You have a prime opportunity to take the fight to him, extend this drive, and hopefully be able to come away with points.
Reichard's kick is good. And the Vikings are back within 4 at 14-10.
Vikings 10.
It's always a little bit of a letdown, Mike. You find yourself deep in the red zone and you have to settle for a short field goal like that. In this case, he's able to put it through, and they get 3.
Reichard had the field goal a moment ago. It's back out now to kick this one away. On the return, it's Dameon Pierce. He's across the 20, taken down just shy of the 25. The Texans offense ready for this next possession. The lead sits at 4, so they'll try to add on to that. This drive begins with 1st and 10. They'll start this one with a 3 tight end look. They'll begin on the ground, and here's Mixon. Finding room at the 35. And finally, they'll bring him down, but he's up beyond the 45-yard line.
A gain of 22
Can't ask for much more. 22 yards on the first play of the drive.
Well, that's how you get a drive started. A big play here in the run game, and you have to imagine this is something we're going to continue to see. Success early in the drive typically results in success later in the drive.
Ball's out. And fortunately, this is going to get out of bounds. So no turnover, and it's actually going to wind up a first down.
Offense retains possession.
Well, a big play there, and maybe a big break, too. The ball going out of bounds, so they keep possession and keep a little bit of this momentum going, Greg.
We see this across the league so much now, Mike. Defenders are getting so good at ripping that ball out. Unfortunately for them, in this case, they got the ball out, but it ended up going out of bounds.
A modest gain, maybe 2 yards. It's 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd down.
Stroud to throw. Over the middle. He's got the tight end Schultz. And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line. That's his 3rd catch of this first half, and good enough for a first down. They'll run for the first time with their fullback. Trying to use that big body to get the yardage, but he is stopped for no gain.
No gain on the play. Brings up 2nd down at the Vikings' 27-yard line.
Ball on the 27. Here's 2nd down and 9. Here's Stroud. To the right side, and Kurt's got it. And he takes it down to the 15-yard line.
To number 13.
That's his 3rd catch of this first half, and good enough for a first down.
First down.
This is quarterback
Texans.
play at its finest, is understanding and identifying the blitz before the ball is snapped. That's what allows him to get the ball out of his hand so quickly, throws it to his hot receiver in the flat, and he does the rest.
And they'll get him down inside the 5-yard line. It's 1st and goal coming up.
I always think you can tell pretty quickly how comfortable a quarterback is in their offense, Mike, by how fast they work through their progression and get the ball to their check down underneath. And in this case, with the depth of the defense, a lot of space in the short game, get them the ball, pick up the first down.
And he will wisely just get rid of this one and set up 2nd and goal.
Nice example there, Mike, of the quarterback just being smart with the ball, understanding it didn't quite develop the way he had intended. Throw that ball out of harm's way, live to play another down.
Line of scrimmage remains the 4-yard line. It's 2nd and goal. Mixon. That one only good for a gain of 1 to the 2 to to set up third and goal.
And after putting together what's been a long and methodical drive, they suddenly find themselves on the verge of potentially stalling out. So this defense, they can get a stop here. That would feel like a pretty big win on a drive that's largely been dominated by the offense.
Oh, in trouble, and down he goes.
And that's a big-time play. It felt like they really needed it, Mike. That was a drive where the offense seemed to be in complete control. Anytime on the defense where you find yourself on your heels, you're giving up big plays, you're giving up fresh set of downs, you need a spark. You need something to change the momentum of the drive, and we'll see if that was it right there.
Fourth down, and on comes Kaimi Fairbairn for the Houston field goal. This about as short as you can get. Fairbairn's kick is good. And the Texans will open up a touchdown lead. It's now 17-10.
Yeah, he does a nice job handling that kick there, but I think offensively, you come back to the sideline and you're thinking, we have to find a way to finish these drives. I mean, to be in first and goal and settle for 3, that can be very deflating for an offense settling for too many field goals.
Fairbairn, after making the field goal, heads back out to kick this one away. Isaiah Rodgers now to return it. And it'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The Vikings offense makes their way back out to the field for their next possession. Find themselves trailing 17-10 now as they come up with first down and 10. A run, it's Jones, and he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. That's about all.
Well, they try to get the run game started here early on this drive, Mike, and they're just going to have to do a better job up front. There's really nowhere for this ball carrier to go. You never want to lose yards on first down, but that's exactly the case here.
They run it once more with Joe. Once again, this defense up to the task. They stop for no gain yet again. And now it's third down.
It's third and 10.
So often when it comes to safeties, Mike, we talk about their speed and their range. But for him to be able to come up and make a tackle and be physical at the point of attack and keep this ball carrier to no gain, that's pretty impressive.
To the air on third down is McCarthy. That is incomplete. Great work to get in there, make things difficult defensively, and it sets up fourth down.
Results in a fourth
And that's exactly how you teach it. They want these defenders to time the hit, that right when the ball gets there, you separate the receiver from the ball. And those are the ones on offense, man. You just have to make that catch, Mike. I know it's easier said than done, but you know the hit's coming. You've got to squeeze that thing, brace for impact, and make that play for your offense.
A fair catch. He's going to call it, take it right around his own 30-yard line. The Texans offense and running back Joe Mixon heading out onto the field. They'll do so with first and 10. They'll run a draw with Mixon. And this will be a Texans first down. He gets this up past the 40-yard line.
It's a gain of 10. And a Texans first down.
The ability to be effective on first down, Mike, it just makes everything else easier. In the event you do have to face a third down the road, they're usually a lot more manageable situations, a lot easier to convert.
And they get this one across midfield to the 47-yard line. First catch for him on the afternoon, and it results in a first down.
Houston.
Nice play design here by the offensive coordinator. His ability to get the quarterback outside the pocket, take some stress off the protection. By the time he reaches the launch point, the receiver's running wide open downfield, and he puts the ball right on the money.
He's trying to get around the corner, but can't. Going to be run down behind the line. A completion, yes. A loss of yardage, yes as well. Last play went the wrong way. It sets up second and long. It's second down and 12. To throw, it's Stroud. Forced out wide. He keeps it himself.
Initially, Mike, a really good job by the defense. Nowhere to go with the ball for this quarterback. He's forced to pull it down and turn it to a runner. A little slow reaction, and he's able to actually pick up a pretty good gain.
This is 3rd and 6. To throw is Stroud. And on 3rd down, that ball incomplete.
I think he predetermined that 3rd down throw, and even though the coverage was tight, he still tried to fit the ball in there anyway, and it ended up falling incomplete. I think if he goes through his progressions and has a little bit more trust in his protection, I think there's an easier throw to make out there.
Here's Tommy Townsend now, as they'll say no to the long field goal and hope to pin them deep. That's going to be out of bounds, no return, and the drive's going to start just inside the 20-yard line. The Vikings offense ready to see what they can do. They'll try to establish some tempo as they start this one with 1st and 10. To the right side, this is Joe. And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. That's about all.
We spent so much time, Mike, talking about these defensive backs and their ability in pass coverage. But when you also have a defensive back that can make plays in the run game, especially behind the line of scrimmage, man, those guys are just so hard to find. That was a heck of a job here by this guy.
They'll put Addison in motion. McCarthy to the air on 2nd down. And he won't get away. Good tackle there to get him down behind the line.
Taken down back at the 12-yard line.
Third and long. To throw, it's McCarthy. He'll find his tight end, Josh Oliver. And he'll be stopped short of a first down, and that will necessitate a call to the punt team. It's 4th down.
That's just one of those drives that was out of whack from the start, Mike. They just couldn't get anything going on the early downs, and they'll most likely punt the ball away and hope that their defense can do the same thing and get them the ball back.
Good coverage by the punt team. They stop him before he can get any return cranked up. The Texans offense and running back Joe Mixon heading out onto the field. They'll start it here with a 1st and 10. To throw, Stroud. That's caught right side, the tight end Schultz. And he's going to be shoved out of bounds after a gain of only a couple.
All right, so anytime you're facing the blitz, the best thing you can do as an offense is just get the ball out of your hand. Get into the hands of receiver, run after catch. In this case, nice job by the defense, rallying to the ball. Modest gain.
Throwing on 2nd down, Stroud. Open man, downfield, it's Nico Collins. And he'll be taken down, but they are in business inside the 30-yard line. It is a big-time play for Houston.
First down,
38
Texans.
yards.
And it's hardly an exaggeration when I say, Mike, that he's probably one of the most difficult individual assignments in the entire league. It's like playing football against that really good kid in your neighborhood. He's just hard to cover, and plays like this, it just shows how special he can be.
And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. That's about all.
Great job by that linebacker timing his blitz. He didn't give any indication to the offense that he was coming. He's able to get through that hole and take the ball carrier down for a loss.
Lost one on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11. From the gun, here's Stroud. On the quick slant, they find Dell. And this takes him into the red zone. He's brought down inside the 20-yard line.
A gain of 11 on
He's got a touchdown on the books from earlier, and that catch gets him a first down. Kirk is the motion man. On play action, Stroud. That one caught by Schultz, the tight end. And he's in. What a try.
Touchdown, Houston.
Dalton Schultz. Touchdown, Houston. And the show continues. What a first half he's had, Greg. A third touchdown pass with that one.
Mike, what stood out to me the most so far is just the amount of space these guys have had to operate in. I think if I'm this defensive coordinator, me and my staff at halftime are revisiting this game plan. They obviously felt good about it coming in, but I don't think there's anything to feel good about thus far.
Fairbairn to add the extra point. The kick is good. And the Texans move out to a 24-10 lead.
Vikings 10.
And so after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn to kick it off. On the return is Rogers. And he's brought down right at the 25-yard line. The Vikings offense get those helmets back on, ready to head out for their next possession. They'll begin with 1st and 10. Three tight ends in the game to start the drive. Jefferson's got it coming around. And he tries to get to the edge, but cannot do it. Good job by the defense. No gain.
DJ Speed on the tackle. No gain on the play. Brings up
2 minutes remaining here in this first half.
26-yard line.
We'll have more from Minneapolis. After this, here's 2nd and 9. From the shotgun, it's a throw from McCarthy. Into the familiar hands of Justin Jefferson. And they'll be set up now. Up past the 40 with that one.
A gain of 14 yards.
First time these two have connected this afternoon, and it'll wind up being a first down.
1st and 10.
And this is why most teams, Mike, decide to take the ball first after the halftime break, because they want to be able to control this middle 4. At the end of the first half, you can use your timeout, you can use some strategy to steal an extra possession. If they're able now to go down and come away with points, they'll have a chance to double it up again right after the halftime break. All right, so there's really 3 areas that a modern NFL running back has to excel at. Number 1, the traditional handoffs. Number 2, you have to be excellent and reliable in pass protection. And maybe bigger than all of them, you have to be at least serviceable out of the backfield in the passing game.
They're going to work this down inside the 45. So now a timeout for the Vikings. That is their first. And they've got a chance to talk things over after picking up that first down.
1st and 10 at the 42-yard line.
Working out of the shotgun, it is McCarthy.
This is one of those throws where you're hoping you do most of the damage after the catch, but give credit to the defense. Once that ball was caught, they were on him quickly, and there was nowhere for him to go after the catch.
2nd and 7. Looking to throw. McCarthy gets it away quickly, and it's caught. And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line. It's a gain of 12 there. First down, Minnesota.
That last completion's going to go a long way towards at least finishing this 2-minute drive, Mike, with some points. You're already in field goal range, so now the idea is continue to work the clock down, take a couple shots at the end zone. You want to get points, ideally a touchdown, but either way, you have the ball last before the end of the second quarter.
That's the second charge timeout for Minnesota as they get it right at the 30-second mark of this first half. Space getting tight here, down to the 13-yard line. They work 1st and 10. To the air once more is McCarthy. He'll step up and run. And he's in! J.K. McCarthy! Touchdown, Vikings! 2 touchdowns for him now in the afternoon. The defense comes up with the coverage, but they cannot keep up with the speed as the quarterback scrambles to the end zone for the touchdown.
And down here in the red zone, Mike, is where I think a quarterback's legs could be the most dangerous. The defenders are trying to match backs, match tight ends and receivers, but often it's the quarterback that has no one assigned to him, and in this case, he's able to capitalize and run it in himself.
Reichard good with the extra point. And the Vikings back within 7. It's 24-17. They didn't leave much time on the clock to put together a drive here at the end of the first half. And the kickoff's coming their way. Here's Berrios on the return. And he is stopped at 25. The drive will begin then. C.J. Stroud and the Houston offense set to get going again. And he's had things all his way in the first half. Those numbers are sensational. He looks to add to him with another drive here. From the 25, they'll go to work. 1st and 10. Now, Stroud. They try to work the screen with Mixon. And they're going to mark him down up past the 35. A nice start to the drive. A gain of 10 and a quick first down.
First down, Houston.
Halftime coming up, and we'll take you down to Scott Hansen for the EA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay, Mike, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to the Orlando studios. Scott Hansen with you for a quick halftime report. We'll let both sides catch their breath and get their orange wedges as we're going to get ready for the third quarter action. So let's go back out to the stadium as we rejoin our broadcast team, Mike Tirico and Greg Olson.
Scott, thanks. Probably be a tough halftime for the defensive coordinators, trying to do something to slow down these offenses. What a show they put on in the first half. First half played out a bit as we expected. We'll see if there's a surprise coming up. Both teams set to go, and the second half is underway. Now an opening past the 30. Terrific return. He's taken down just shy of midfield. The Vikings offense and J.J. McCarthy getting set for their next possession. And this defense has got to be at its wits' end, trying to come up with a way to keep him contained. He's had so many opportunities to tuck it and go, and he's turned a number of those into big plays. This is Jones. He'll burrow his way forward for a couple. DJ Speed getting in there to make the tackle.
And they've really done a nice job defensively holding them in check. I mean, ideally, you'd want your back to average around 4 yards a pop, but they're falling short of that threshold as of now, and partially it's why they find themselves trailing at this stage in the game.
Throwing on second down is McCarthy. And this is going to be caught, but they say out of bounds. So, incomplete pass.
Timing and anticipation, those are the critical elements anytime you're throwing a ball outside of the numbers. If the quarterback waits too long, Mike, that receiver just gets closer and closer to the sideline and just makes what should have been a much easier throw and catch an incomplete pass.
And that is incomplete. The intended receiver was Justin Jefferson. And now it's fourth down.
Every so often, Mike, you can see these offenses, and it looks like the passing game gets a little bit too predictable. And as the defense continues to flood the back end of these zones with extra defenders, they're continuing to force this quarterback to not only make some difficult throws, but to put the ball in harm's way.
And we will not have a return here. This one angled out of bounds. Texans offense and running back Joe Mixon heading out onto the field. And as you take a look at the numbers, you have to imagine he was the top conversation in that locker room at halftime. They got to find a way to slow him down. Nothing they've done has worked so far. So here's a 1st and 10 now. They'll start from the 24. On the ground, it's Mixon. And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. That's about all.
Running back looked a little unsure of himself on that carry there, Mike. You have to think back to that fumble earlier in the game. How much is that still weighing on his mind? He didn't really seem to attack that hole like we've seen in the past. He gets stopped for no gain.
Again, they'll give it to Mixon. Once again, this defense up to the task. They stop him for no gain. Yet again. And now it's 3rd down.
He sniffed that one out from the jump. I mean, once he diagnosed and knew where the ball was going, he got there in a hurry, and he put an end to that play really before it ever got started.
From the shotgun, C.J. Stroud. Push this one downfield, looking for Schultz. This one broken up. It's incomplete. Good job separating the receiver from the ball, and it is 4th down.
And barring an aggressive decision here on 4th down, it just seemed like a really wasted possession to go 3 and out, not able to pick up a single 1st down. Not only do you not able to gain any field position advantage, it really takes a lot of the wind out of your sails as you find yourself jogging off the field and the punt team coming on.
And that is good coverage by the punt team as they meet him and bring him down. Out comes the Minnesota offensive unit as they get set to take over. They trail here by a touchdown as this drive will start with a 1st down. McCarthy. Picked off by the all-pro corner, Derek Stingley. And he won't be able to take it all the way in, but that is a great return, and they are set up first and goal.
I think they tricked him that time, Mike. I mean, they originally showed zone, so he thinks the defender's going to pass him off into an open area, but then they match it underneath with a man concept, and he doesn't see the defender until the ball leaves his hand. Big-time play by the defense and puts their offense in a great spot.
The Texans offense and running back Joe Mixon heading out onto the field. They'll begin with the football in the red zone already as the defense has their back to the wall to start this drive. They go 3 tight ends here on 1st and 10. Here's Mixon. And he will dive into the end zone. Joe Mixon. Touchdown, Texans. So the turnover turns into a quick touchdown. And, Greg, that's exactly how you want your offense to take care of business.
Anytime your defense can create those sudden change situations, Mike, absolutely, you have to take advantage of it. 1 second, you're sitting on the bench going over your next drive. All of a sudden, after that turnover, you've got to be able to get out on the field and go. Take advantage of the short field and results in a nice touchdown.
Fairbairn able to add the extra point, and the Texans will extend this third quarter lead.
17.
Scott, thanks. No rest at the break for a couple of, I'm sure, weary defensive coordinators trying to figure out how to stop these offenses here in the second half. And so after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn to kick it off. On the return is Rogers. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The Vikings offense getting things in order as they trot out for this next possession. They trail by 2 touchdowns, so the time is now. Got to get that rally going. It starts with 1st and 10. They'll fake the give, and now it's McCarthy. And they'll be set up now. Up past the 40 with that one. Terrific starter there. Gain of 15 and a first down.
So the rule of thumb, so often when you call these play-action passes, Mike, is that the guy you fake it to, he tends to be wide open more often than not. And it's exactly the case here. Dump it off to the back in the flat, and he does the rest.
Past midfield to the 45. And they will finally track him down inside the 40-yard line. And it's a gain of 20 on the heels of another big play to begin this drive.
Big hole up the middle. The interior of this offensive line did a great job clearing some space. The back saw it quick, and he hit it. And next thing you know, he was in the secondary for a big pickup.
On 1st and 10, it's McCarthy. And one into the hands of Jefferson. And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line. That's a gain of 11, and they'll move the chains with another first down.
At the 27-yard line.
From the gun, it's a run. It's Jones. He'll carry this one inside the 20, into the red zone. Give them 8 on that carry.
19-yard line.
And as of right now, they find themselves trailing at the moment, but it's certainly not because of the ground game. I mean, he's averaging over 4 yards per carry. Just hasn't been enough to overcome some of their shortcomings elsewhere.
Again, it's Jones. And it's going to be first and goal coming up. Tackle made at the 5-yard line.
It's a gain of 14 yards.
The story of this drive has just been their ability to sustain and get fresh sets of down. Now, in this case, after picking up that big gain on the ground, they find themselves first and goal.
Well, a chance to get right back in it here. First down and goal. Here's a run. And he is going the wrong way. Tackled back at the 7.
A loss was definitely not something they had accounted or budgeted for in this spot. And now, I think it really limits what do you feel comfortable dialing up here on second and goal.
Now from the 7, it's second and goal. Setting up to throw is McCarthy. The ball deflected at least a couple of times, but it'll fall to the ground. It's incomplete. He was looking for Jordan Addison that time. And now third and goal coming up. McCarthy from the gun here on third down. He's got his man, middle of the end zone. T.J. Hawkinson, touchdown Minnesota. Touchdown Vikings. Greg, it's the quarterback's best friend, and you were that guy for a lot of years. The tight end in a tight area with man coverage.
Yeah, and it's really twofold, Mike, right? First and foremost, we see so many of these tight ends around the league that now have gotten to the point where one-on-one matchups, that's advantage offense. But then even in the cases they don't create great separation, Mike, it's their size, their catch radius. It's such a friendly target for the quarterback that when things get tight in the red zone, they look to the tight end.
Riker is good with the extra point. And the Vikings will cut the deficit to 7.
Texans 31, Vikings 24.
Scott, thanks. Probably a tough halftime for the defensive coordinators, trying to do something to slow down these offenses. What a show they put on in the first half. Riker out now, following the touchdown, as he kicks this one away. Here's Berrios on the return. He'll get across the 20, mark him down 23-yard line. The Texans offense and running back Joe Mixon heading out onto the field. Operating from their own 23, they'll begin first and 10. Here's a toss, right side to Mixon. And he will not be able to turn upfield. They'll drop him behind the line.
At the 20-yard line.
So much of what makes a toss play so good is it allows you to get the ball on the perimeter of the defense really quickly, and it doesn't stress all of your backside blocking. But on the downside, it does get your running back running east and west. They're running sideways for the first couple steps, and with a defense that can run to the ball, we're able to get you down for a loss.
On a second down throw for Stroud. Andrew Van Ginkel getting in for the sack. And now it's going to be third and a mile.
If there's any silver lining for this drive, Mike, it's the fact that at least this sack occurred on an early down. So I guess technically they have a chance to claw themselves out of this hole, but that's the third sack of the game. And this defense doesn't show any signs of slowing down.
Work to do following the sack. It is third and long. Now Stroud. Now a deep ball here for Collins. That's caught. And he's going to be taken down inside the 40-yard line. It's another big play in a game that's had its share.
First down,
And even
Texans.
50 yards.
pretty easy to see why he continues to be a main focal point for this offense throughout the entire game. That play not only extends the drive, but now they find themselves in plus territory and hope to come away with some points.
On first down, it's Stroud. He'll be hit as he throws, and that one will wind up incomplete. Could not step into the throw that time. It'll bring up second down.
I don't think this lead is insurmountable by any means, Mike, but they're going to have to find a way to take advantage of some of these possessions as they try to close this game out.
Now a toss play with Mixon. Down the sideline, inside the 25.
Joe Mixon.
What a run, he brings it to the red zone. Taken down inside the 20-yard
A
line.
gain of 21 yards.
A gain there
And the
of 21.
Texans
It's
first
good
down.
for a Texans first down. Now receiver coming around. He's got the pop pass.
Mixon again.
This time the sledding becomes a little more difficult. They're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage.
No gain on the play. Brings up second and 10 at the 16-yard line.
Second and 10. Stroud to throw. And he gets that one complete to Collins. And the work is close to a first down, maybe just a tad short.
Recognizing the blitz is just the first step in the process for a quarterback understanding who you can account for with the protection and then who you can't account for. That's where your hot receiver comes in. He points to his receiver who the defender they're hot off of. That guy comes, gets the ball out of his hand, and results in a completion.
And not much there. Good defense. Held to no gain.
So it's a pretty manageable third down, so they really have the option to run or pass, so they decide to keep the ball on the ground, which I don't mind as long as you've made the decision already that you're willing to use fourth down to pick up the rest of the yards. If not, I think that's a big mistake.
So instead of going for the first down, in comes the field goal unit. Bit of a surprise here. This, about as short as you can get. He is 2 for 2. That kick is good. And the Texans will extend their third quarter lead.
And this is what you want. I mean, you clearly have the advantage, but you want to continue to apply pressure. Can you score every time you get the ball? They're able to do that here. They tack on 3 and extend their lead.
Fairbairn, after making the field goal, heads back out to kick this one away. On the return is Rogers. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The Vikings offense back onto the field for their next possession. The deficit is at 10, so an important drive forthcoming. Getting started with first and 10. To throw is McCarthy. There's Jefferson. And they'll mark him down just shy of the 40. That one good for 8 does it. A very quick first down.
They do a really nice job of picking up the pressure, and that's what allows him to have the time to go through his entire progression. He sees his check down wide open, gets the ball into his hands, and he does the rest.
McCarthy now to throw on first and 10.
Defense does a nice job here initially using zone coverage to take away the middle of the field. That's the most valuable real estate in football. The quarterback gets off his first read, sees some openings to the sideline, and him and his receiver are able to connect.
Ball spotted at the 45. Here's second down and 4. To throw, it's McCarthy. Off balance throw. It's complete. And they're going to work this down inside the 45.
That's good.
Remember, he had the touchdown catch the last time they had the football. Here, he's got a first down.
They do a really nice job of taking everything away initially, but you have to keep the quarterback in the pocket, especially if you're playing man coverage. You simply can't ask your coverage unit to match up and cover that long.
And he'll be out of bounds and pick up a 5.
There's no more efficient play in the NFL, Mike, than the play-action passing game. You can see here why. You make the defense have to honor both the run and the pass, and he's able to pick up a nice gain to his tight end.
So, from the 37, here's second down and 5. To throw once more, here's McCarthy. He'll step up and run this. And they bring him down inside the 25-yard line. Can't beat those legs. 13-yard pickup. A scramble leads to a first down.
We've seen this quarterback have some effective plays with his legs all game today, Mike. He knows when to stay in there and look to pass, but he also knows when it's time to tuck it and go, and he's able to pick up good yardage there.
On the handoff, Jones. And he'll push his way ahead for a gain of 2. DJ Speed getting in there to make the tackle.
DJ Speed on the tackle. A 2-yard gain brings up second down at the Texans' 21-yard line.
From the 21, here's second down and 7. From the gun, here's McCarthy. Now he takes off. And he'll wind up with a short pickup as he slides to a stop. And that's going to bring up third down.
Well, we've seen time and time again just how dangerous this quarterback can be, Mike, when he decides to tuck it and take off. So that is a great job defensively to rally to the football and hold him to just a short gain.
To the air on third down is McCarthy. This one down the field, but wind up incomplete.
I like the idea of taking your shot there on third down, pushing the ball downfield, looking for the touchdown. But now as it brings up fourth down, you're already this close. You're in field goal range, but do you keep that offense on the field and try to maintain possession and see if you can come away with 6?
A 36-yard attempt.
He is 2 for 2. That kick is good. And the Vikings are able to get it back within a score. So the mistake there, the roughing call on the field goal, they'll take the 3 points off the board, keep possession of the ball, and have it first down. On the give, it's Jones. He is met and dropped. A couple of yards behind the line of scrimmage, too.
These negative runs, they just make everything for the play caller that much more difficult, Mike. So they've got to find a way to be more efficient on these early downs, meaning first and second down, because if not, you find yourself the entire game in third and pass, and that's what every single defense in the league is trying to do.
McCarthy to the air on second down. It is brought in the end zone. Justin Jefferson. Touchdown, Vikings. Greg, sometimes we say it too often. That was an important drive. That one really felt important for them to edge a little bit closer.
Yeah, now the question is, Mike, yeah, the offense does their job, but can the defense get a stop? They've got to continue to get the ball back to their offense. Let them build on that previous drive because they've still got some work to do.
Will Riker now on for the extra point. It's up
The kick
and
is
through.
good.
The Vikings are
Makes
back
the
within a
score
field goal.
Texans
The lead
34,
is 3.
Vikings 31.
Scott, thanks. No rest at the break for a couple of, I'm sure, weary defensive coordinators trying to figure out how to stop these offenses here in the second half. Reichert out now following the touchdown as he kicks this one away. Here's Pierce for the return. And he'll be brought down right around the 25-yard line. The Texans offense and running back Joe Mixon heading out onto the field. And you have to imagine the defense is saying, how do we stop this guy? He has run roughshod through him to this point in the third quarter. On first down, they'll start with Mixon. And he is stopped in his tracks. Loss of a couple on the play.
At the 22-yard
This
line.
play here, Mike, is just all about the get-off of the defensive line. Watch how fast they go when that ball is snapped. Nowhere for this running back except to go down for a loss.
After the loss of 3, it is 2nd and 13. From the gun, here's Stroud. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
Really nice coverage there defensively. And here you find yourself in a one-score game, Mike. He understands the value of protecting the ball. Really smart decision. Throw it away. Snap it again.
3rd and long. Here's Stroud. Down the field, but it falls incomplete. He was trying to connect with his tight end, Dalton Schultz. And it's going to lead to 4th down.
The most important stat, Mike, to determine wins and losses in the NFL is clearly turnover differential. Your ability to protect the ball and on defense, take the ball away. And for any offense, that's even more critical when you have the ball on your side of the field.
Fair catch called, and he's going to take it out beyond the 25-yard line. Justin Jefferson and this Vikings offense heading out for their next possession. This one has been tight so far. A field goal separating the two sides as this drive kicks off with 1st and 10. They'll run it with Jones to begin this drive, and he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. That's about all.
How would you like to be this running back here? You get the ball, you're thinking, all right, get through the line. Like next thing you know, the big old D tackle's just waiting for you there in the hole. Nowhere for you to go as he takes you down for a loss.
2nd and 11. Working out of the shotgun, it is McCarthy. He was looking for T.J. Hawkinson on that one.
Incomplete.
And it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
3rd down and 11.
It's rare to see an offense that finds themselves trailing and say, well, their quarterback's been actually one of their biggest bright spots. Usually that doesn't go hand in hand, so it's a little surprising to see him miss a throw like that on a day where he's completed passes at a highly efficient rate.
You let this go deep for Jefferson. That is brought in. And they're not going to catch up to him. He will score. 72 yards. Touchdown, Minnesota.
Well, it seems this game is kind of getting to the point, Mike, where it's defense optional. I mean, both these teams are really just having their way with their opponent. They're going up and down the field. And after this long touchdown, yes, this is great if you're a fantasy player, but it's not so great if you're a defensive coordinator.
Riker now to add the extra point. He's got it. And the Vikings have taken a 4-point advantage.
38, Texans 34.
Scott thinks probably a tough halftime for the defensive coordinators, trying to do something to slow down these offenses. What a show they put on in the first half. Riker out now following the touchdown as he kicks this one away. Here's Pierce for the return. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line.
At their own 28-yard line.
They'll go play action with Stroud. He'll get this out to the left flat. And he's going to lose yardage here. That's the way they'll switch ends as this third quarter has come to an end. Throwing on second down. Stroud. Hit as he throws, and it is incomplete. Just couldn't deliver that one the way he wanted to. Not really sure if there was much there anyways. We do know it'll be third down.
I think he knew in the back of his head, Mike, he had to get rid of this ball a little sooner than he would have liked. And with that pressure getting there in a hurry, it just ends up being a wasted down.
From the gun here on third down, it's Stroud. The ball comes out. It's picked up by one of his teammates.
After these kind of plays, Mike, you just wish the sideline was a mile away, because you know when you get there, you are going to catch an earful. They stress all week, ball carriers. We have to protect the ball. In this case, it doesn't result in a turnover, but the lost yardage now brings up fourth down. These are drive killers.
The Texans getting all set to punt. Forced to punt, trailing here in the fourth quarter. And he's going to make a fair catch just beyond his own 40-yard line. Justin Jefferson and this Vikings offense heading out for their next possession. They'll have very good starting field position as they set up past the 40. The drive begins with a carry by Jones. And he's brought down after a gain of a couple.
He was tackled at the 46-yard line. Brings up second down.
From the 46-yard line, a second down and 6. In motion, Naylor. Play action now, it's McCarthy. To the right side, he's got Hopkinson, tight end. And they're going to work this down inside the 45. He's over 100 receiving yards on the afternoon now, and a first down to boot.
At the 44-yard line.
That is caught out wide on the RPO. He's not going to get too far, tackled after a gain of just a yard.
Brings up second down.
Really well done here by the defense, Mike, executing this zone defense, and they've got to be able to pattern read. You're not just going to drop back to a spot and just play like a robot. Based on what the receivers do off the line, the defenders have different rules of where their zones move to. Well, they had that one dialed in right from the jump, and they were able to stop that play really before it got started.
And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line. It's a pickup of 12. It'll be a Vikings first down.
At the 29-yard
A
line.
lot could go wrong anytime you decide to put the ball in the air here late in the fourth quarter as you're trying to run out the clock and protect this lead. But at the same time, I like that they haven't gone super conservative. Just handoff right, handoff left. And it just turns into tackling practice. So I like the balance of making the defense defend everything. Because right now, possess the ball, protect the ball, and ultimately just run the clock out.
They'll try again here. 2nd and 10. On the draw, here's Jones. And some good blocking at the point of attack. A pickup of 7, and it brings up third down.
I think every running back's dream is that he's going to run through a wide open hole and have breakaway touchdowns, but that's not necessarily the case very often in the NFL. So the backs that are the best are the ones that can get more yardage than maybe what's blocked for. And I think this is a nice physical gain here that they can continue to build off of as the game unfolds.
He'll try and get there on the ground. And McCarthy is going to get down and pick up the first down. Good, smart play with the slide by JJ.
That's good for a Vikings first down.
This is the point in the game, Mike, where on third down, you have to get off the field, and they do a great job. They defend everything in the pass routes, nowhere for the quarterback to go with the ball, but they don't keep him in the pocket. They let him escape, picks up the first down with his legs. They're going to be able to run more time off the clock.
Here's Jones. And some space opens as he's brought down following a gain of 6.
He's done a really nice job making the most of his touches. They've made it a priority. Let's use this ground game to try to wear down the defense, and right now it's one of the main reasons why they have the lead.
They run it once more with Jones. And he's into the end zone. That might be the knockout punch. Aaron Jones. Touchdown, Minnesota. Everything you want to do right there, Greg, in the fourth quarter. Get the ball with the lead and extend it to a 2-score advantage.
Yeah, and I think this just might end up being too much to overcome. You said it. Once you get a 2-score lead this late in the fourth quarter, there's just not enough possessions to be had to claw yourself back in it.
Will Riker now on for the extra point. The kick is good. The Vikings will open it up even further here in this fourth quarter.
Texans 34. Will
Riker out now following the touchdown as he kicks this one away. Here's Berrios on the return. And he's brought down right at the 25-yard line. There's Nico Collins and his Texans teammates getting set for their next possession. And he's had some kind of game. They made it a point to get him involved early. Boy, did that pay great dividends to this point. They'll begin on the ground, and here's Mixon. And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage at best might have even lost a yard there.
Looks like that might have been an RPO, a run-pass option. The quarterback has the ability to put the ball in the belly of the running back or pull it on the pass. Looked like he might have been better off pulling that one because he handed it off, and there was nowhere for that running back to go.
On second down, Stroud to the left side into the hands of Collins. And he'll be very close to a first down. Won't quite have enough, but now a much more advantageous spot.
Similar to a tight end, the slot receiver is often considered the safety blanket. He makes all the difficult catches, tends to be a little bit more around the line of scrimmage, and so far today, he's certainly lived up to that reputation.
They'll try to sneak it here. Trying to find any TD can, but the push too strong in the middle. He didn't get there. It's fourth down.
When done correctly, Mike, this is just such a high percentage call. It's kind of hard to choose another play off your call sheet. It's impossible to defend. You can know it's coming, stack the box, whatever you want to do. But most of the time, they'll just drive forward and pick up the first down.
And that ball incomplete over the middle.
There was no hesitation from the quarterback. From the jump, he knew where he wanted to go with that ball, but still leads to an incompletion. They're just still not quite on the same page.
We'll try again. It's second and 10. From the shotgun, C.J. Stroud. That'll be taken in by Nixon. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield.
Complete to Joe Mixon.
A pickup of 21 on that connection. First down for Houston.
And the Texans first down.
And this is a tricky part of the game for any defense. You find yourself protecting a late lead, and the age-old question is, do you remain aggressive? Do you try to just keep the ball from being thrown over your head and make everything be tackled and played in front of you? That's what every defensive coordinator struggles with, so they can't get too soft here as they try to hold on to this lead here late.
At the 40-yard line. A gain of 2 brings up second and 8.
Ball on the 40 now. Here's second and 8. On play action. Stroud. Open man. Downfield. It's Nico Collins. And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line.
First down.
That's the second time they connect on this drive. This one good for 13 yards. Set to go now on first and 10. On the handoff, it's Mixon. And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. That's about all.
When you can get this level of run support out of your secondary, Mike, man, what an advantage for any defense. This defensive back clearly reads run, gets off his block, and he's able to take down the back for a loss of yards.
Second down throw for Stroud. Was brought down. That pass is going to pick up 4 and bring up third down.
Just a simple hitch route. Certainly nothing special there or anything downfield, but the idea is the more of those you throw and those efficient passes, the second the defense moves up to take it away, that's when you go for the big ones.
On third down, they'll set up to throw. He's got room to roam. And he will score. Game on. Touchdown, Houston. Greg, they are pecking away at this one now. Very big touchdown. Gets them right within reach of pulling this comeback off.
Well, Mike, at the very least, they've given themselves a chance. But can they get a stop and get the ball back again for a chance to go down and really make this one interesting?
Now a big spot here for the Texans as they'll try for 2.
The Texans will line up for the 2-point conversion.
On the zone read, he'll keep it himself. And he will get into the end zone. The 2-point conversion is successful. And game on. Lead is down to 3 here in the fourth quarter.
Just as the play is designed, you stick that ball in the belly of your running back. What does the defensive end do? Well, in this case, he crashes down to take the giveaway. It's a pull read all the way, and quarterback keeps it himself.
So they've cut into the lead. Now just a field goal behind as they kick it off. Chandler now to return it. And it'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive.
First and 10.
The Vikings offense and J.J. McCarthy getting set for their next possession. And this defense might be about ready to wave the white flag. Nothing they have tried to throw at him has been successful. He just processes things so quickly, making the right read seemingly every time. Now they'll pitch it out here. He'll try to get back to the line, but it's not happening. Gonna lose a yard.
At this stage in the fourth quarter, great job by the defense, understanding exactly what the offense is trying to do. They're trying to bleed the clock, shorten the game. They completely sold out to stop the run, able to take them down for a loss.
Lost one on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11. On play action, here's McCarthy. A throw there on 2nd down, going to be incomplete. Jalen Naylor was the intended receiver that time. Now it's going to be 3rd down.
A rare miss for a quarterback that we've seen really come out on fire throughout this entire contest. I mean, his completion percentage, Mike, is well above league average, and frankly, it's really the biggest reason why they find themselves out front.
The pressure gets there, and down he goes back inside the 20-yard line.
As this clock continues to tick, we're getting dangerously close here to do-or-die territory. But after that 3rd down sack, real good chance of getting off the field. No points allowed. Let's see if their offense now can do their job, because defense certainly did theirs.
It'll be a punt coming from the Vikings as they try to play the field position game here, protecting a fourth quarter lead. This kick hangs up, and a fair catch will be taken beyond the 35-yard line. The Houston offense is going to make their way back onto the field. Now a 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line. They will work the middle with Mixon. And he's able to push his way forward. A gain of about 2. It'll be 2nd down.
Nice job by the running back making the first guy miss, but it's the pursuit by the entire defense. Even though he doesn't get him down on his first try, the rest of his guys are all rallying to the ball, and they bring him down for a short gain.
Throwing is Stroud. And he's going to go down yet again. He has been under fire all game long. Harrison Phillips gets him for a loss of 7. And now it's 3rd down.
Mike, this isn't real complicated. You're just not going to win a lot of NFL games when you continue to give up sacks at the rate that they are. I mean, this is just a complete disaster for this offensive line, and if they don't get it fixed, this game could be a runaway.
They need one right now. 3rd and long. Stroud going to set up to throw. That's caught right side, the tight end Schultz. He's going to be brought down very close to that line to gain. They're going to mark him just a bit short. And now it's fourth down.
This is a great example here, Mike, of just the value and the importance teams place on first and second down. Teams call them early downs, where it's not just live and die by third down anymore. Those days are kind of over. You have to stay ahead of the change. You have to stay efficient on first and second down. If not, you end up in third and a mile, and even after that nice pickup, still brings up fourth down. This play should always end up converting a fourth down, especially at this distance. But you can't tell me there weren't some nerves on that sideline as they sent that play in to snap it. But fortunately, nothing to worry about. The offense gets it done.
On first down, it's Stroud. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
That throwaway certainly isn't ideal in this situation, especially when you're trailing at this stage of the game. But no damage done. Move on to the next play.
Give, running right. It is Mixon. He'll pop this ahead for about 4, but it will set up third down.
Taken down at the 43-yard line. A gain of 4, and it's third down.
Now Stroud. Open man, right side. He's got it. And he's going to be taken down, and that will take us to the 2-minute warning.
And the
His second grab on this drive, good for 11 yards, but most importantly, a first down. He'll check this down to the running back. They'll get about 4 here as he is taken down.
4 yards on the pickup. Second and 6 at the 28-yard line.
Second and 6 coming up. Mixon. He'll get this inside the 20, a nice run. They're in the red zone. It's first down.
An 8-yard pickup. First down, Houston.
It just seems like every time this guy touches the ball, he makes something happen. And not all of his runs are always going to be positive. He's kind of one of those guys that's going to get a 0, a 1, a 2. But it's the home run threat. It's the big plays that really tip the scales in your favor. And you can generate those big explosive plays on the ground. Man, it makes such a big difference for the offense. Well, the defense gets a rare win. We've seen this ball carrier have his way on the ground pretty much all day today, Mike. And give credit to the defense. They were able to get back in the backfield with some penetration and bring him down for a loss.
He'll get that into the hands of Nick Chubb. And they continue to churn out first down. What a drive. It continues now with first and goal.
7-yard line.
And now, after that catch, they've got a chance here late, Mike. They've got enough time to try to move this thing down. I think they can win the game on this possession.
Here we go. First and goal. They'll run here with Mixon. Here's a timeout, Houston. That's their second. Stopping here with just under 40 seconds to go in the game.
Brings up second and goal at the 8-yard line.
Second and goal. They'll drop to throw. And this is a touchdown. They were not going to be denied. And they have taken the lead here in the final minute of play. And he continues to remain on fire. That is a rare NFL day. 5 touchdown pass is thrown.
And Mike, at this point, the defense just looks completely lost out there. I mean, they have no answers whatsoever, giving up the 5th touchdown pass of this ball.
Makes the score Texans 49, Vikings 45.
So the kickoff team out there one final time in the final minute as they kick it away. On the return is Rodgers. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. Now it's J.J. McCarthy and the Vikings down on the scoreboard. 30 seconds to go. They've surrendered a double-digit lead, but can rescue themselves as they come up with first down. They'll come up for 1st and 10. They'll fake the give, and now it's McCarthy. A lot of chances on that one. It was bouncing around, but it falls incomplete.
This is one of those situations that plays directly into the hands of the defense because, think, Mike, they know this offense has to be one-dimensional. This has to be a pass. So what do? They bring in extra defensive backs. They clog up the back end. And at the end of the day, there's just nowhere for the offense to go with the ball.
And he's going to get this to the 37-yard line. So now a timeout for the Vikings. That is their first. And they stop it with 22 ticks left on the clock here in the 4th.
1st and 10 at the 37-yard line.
Two timeouts still in their back pocket. It's 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's a throw for McCarthy. That's to the right side, and he's complete.
So this is where it gets really challenging as an offense. You find yourself trailing late in the game. The defense can play you one-dimensional. They know it's a pass-first situation, so extra defensive backs, the zones and the coverage are a little bit tighter and cloudier, and he's having a hard time finding any open windows downfield.
A short one taken by Hawkinson. And the second charge timeout for Minnesota. They stop it 14 seconds to go in the game. Big play in the game right here. It's 3rd down. The throw once more. Here's McCarthy. That is incomplete. So the task gets more difficult. Time for maybe 2 plays. That's it.
I'd say one of the most critical elements of a dynamic offense, Mike, is how efficient are you on 3rd down? It's something these teams stress all week. Here's an opportunity to continue to extend this drive. The defense wins this time and brings up 4th down.
Trailing late, they've got to go here. It's 4th down. On 4th down, here's McCarthy. He's got a receiver. It's Addison. And he's going to pick up the Vikings' 1st down. The defense nowhere to be found. A 4th down gain of 20.
The defender has to do a better job here, Mike, of getting depth. He wants to elevate that ball to give his secondary defender a chance to make a play. He gets too much width, not enough depth, and a quarterback like this is going to take advantage.
Here we go. One final play. And that's going to be incomplete. The defense holds here in the final minute, and they're going to get out of here with a victory. So it's a win for the visiting Texans as they start things out with a victory here in the first week of this preseason. So that'll do it for us. For Greg Olson and our terrific team behind the scenes, I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. Follow us on X at EA Madden NFL. With that, we say so long, everyone.